Curve Forest Woods. Let's smell. Welcome back to Stop and Smell. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting. I appreciate all of your support. Curve was all over the place. It was so popular because it smelled so good. You got a lot of compliments. So yes, I was a fan of the original Curve because I wore it so much in my teenage years. There were some flankers that were okay, kind of forgettable, but then there were some good ones like Crush. So I've definitely experienced my side of Curve. My ultimate favorite Curve, of course, was Curve Soul. So I'm glad I still have a bottle of this. The packaging, it came in a tin box, something like this, or as far as for Curve, it came in this design pattern. But in this video, we're not focusing on any of those. We're focusing on Curve Forest Woods. I had never heard of this one. I saw it at a rack store. I thought it would be a cool little fun fragrance to review, but it only comes in the 1 ounce bottle, so that was pretty disappointing. $14.99 for a 1 ounce bottle, so already that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't sound like you get a lot of bang for your buck. If you were to buy a 3.4 ounce bottle, it would be over $45. Now, is that worth it, or is it even worth it for a 1 ounce bottle? Let's find out. I didn't come across any information on Fragrantica about this fragrance, but I did manage to find a description of this one online. A fresh green scent capturing the spirit of adventure. The green bottle hints at a bold masculine fragrance, inside bringing nature to life. This scent awakens the senses with zesty notes of citrus and lush green leaves, entwined with warm nutmeg and finishes with seductive patchouli, just like a long walk in the woods. An aromatic green masculine scent that captures the refreshing scent and sensation of the forest. Scent family, spicy, woody. Top notes, cardamom oil, Italian citrus, green leaves. Mid notes, nutmeg, neroli, geranium. Base notes, cedarwood, patchouli, fir balsam. What a description. Will this live up to such a great description describing a walk in the forest, masculine, green? Or will it just disappoint? The only other information I found was on base notes, but it wasn't an actual fragrance review. It was more of a discussion. But in that discussion, I found some pretty funny comments. Apparently came out December 2020 and only comes in a 1 ounce cologne and 5 ounce aerosol spray. Also packaged together with the feminine counterpart called Pink Blossom. It goes on to make fun of the name Forest Woods. Forest Woods is kind of like saying desert dunes or ocean seas. The bottle is green, like I mentioned. It is only in the 1 ounce size, and it has the stopper here like most of the Curve fragrances have. Let's smell. In the air, it smells kind of sweet already. The opening, the initial spray, I don't detect that strong alcohol blast that I was expecting from such a cheap fragrance. It is kind of green in the opening, but it's very sweet, maybe a little citrusy. It doesn't seem that strong. Let's spray it on skin too, see if it makes any difference. Okay, maybe I didn't spray enough on the tester strip, but immediately when I sprayed it on skin, I do pick up that alcohol blast. It's not a huge alcohol blast, but it's definitely there. I'll let it settle down a little bit before I smell it. Okay, I'm not a fan of the opening. It seems really kind of muddled, to be honest. It seems like it's fruity, it's citrusy, slight touch of greenness, but it's just all over the place. It feels kind of piney, like pine needles, so I'm getting a forest vibe in the initial opening right away. The opening is kind of fruity, citrusy with an herbaceous touch. It's just kind of mixed in. You can't really make sense of it yet. It's just kind of all over the place. So this opening is not the best. Into the mid, it maintains that kind of citrusy touch with some added neroli, and then it gets a little spicy with the nutmeg. At the same time, it feels kind of green and aromatic with geranium. Into the dry down, and it gets there pretty fast. I do get that sense of walking in a forest. It's something like a fir balsam. It does feel green. It feels sweet. sweet. It feels a little bit balsamic. It's very minimal cedar wood in the dry down. It's more of that fir balsam, maybe a little bit of patchouli, but it's definitely green, spicy, kind of sweet, definitely aromatic. It seems kind of mature. It doesn't seem like this would cater to teenagers. I know Curve is usually for teenagers. It's very cheap, but this one seems a little bit mature to my nose. As far as longevity and projection, it doesn't seem very strong at all. It seems like you're going to get very weak longevity from this one. You may have to reapply and respray. Who is this for? I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem to cater to teenagers. It doesn't have that sweetness that teenagers like, that loud sweetness or refreshing, clean smells or soapiness. It doesn't have any of that. It seems like if you're 25 and older, maybe in your 30s, 40s, you might like this one because of the piney forest vibe. Maybe you want to wear this when you go hiking. I don't know. If anything, it reminds me more of a scented candle that's trying to mimic the forest. It seems very synthetic. It seems like it's not high quality. It just seems that's something that you're better off not purchasing. I don't recommend that you buy this one. I took a gamble with the 1 ounce. It just seemed like a fun little fragrance, but I don't recommend it. Unless you're a collector and you collect Curve and Curve flankers, then maybe this one will be good for you, but it's not the best. It's probably one of those that you're better off just avoiding. Seasons, probably spring and fall, if anything, but I don't see this one getting you any compliments. I don't see this one offending anyone. It just seems it's kind of cheap, kind of weird, and not well blended. This one would make sense, I guess, during the fall season if you're taking a walk in the forest or you really enjoy hiking and you like those nature smells. Maybe when you turn on your scented candle of the forest, you can spray this on. It's sort of that piney, weird kind of aromatic, sweet, balsamic concoction that doesn't seem well blended, seems kind of cheap, smells like chemicals. If you see this out there, if you're tempted to buy it, I would say you could do much better. So if you're at a rack store and you come across these two on a shelf, Curve Forest Woods and Ben Sherman's Signature, if you watch my channel, you're gonna know what to choose. $14.99 versus $12.99. The better choice is Ben Sherman Signature. You're not going to regret it. What are your thoughts on Curve flankers? What's the best one? What's the worst one? Have you smelled Curve Forest Woods? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for joining me. Until next time, enjoy your fragrances.